What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It's your boy, Coach D Brown, former big leaguer, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. We got a special guest again today. We're gonna keep this knowledge and this ball rolling. All right. We are blessed with this young man over here I met a few years back. Just so happens to be with my former organization and my former, everything I'm learning in this game has been from the Kansas City Royals. So when I met my man right here to the side of me, we got talking. Come to find out, we knew a lot of the same coaches that are still over there, and talked about the game and life and everything. So when I see young dudes like this, who obviously, following my footsteps, I don't know if it's the right word to say, but anyway, following my path, I could feed him with knowledge and just help him in his grind. And he's going to give you a story from the background, the challenges that's part of playing a professional baseball, dealing with adversity. And I just want to kind of bring stories to you guys, just how he's got to the point where he is right now, where he's a pro player, on the cuffs of greatness. And from where he started, his humble beginnings. And this is where, what I'm about. And also don't forget, he can attest to you when it comes to this hitting stuff, okay, or what I teach. So don't forget about my program over here, because this is the type of stuff in my program what I'll be teaching him. Okay. So again, this is what I do. All right. I educate the parents, and I work, mentor, and help young athletes, especially my guy right here. All right. Without further ado, let me just say my shout outs right now, man, real fast. Rudy, before I get you on. All right. What's up to Tony and Cali? Bill out in Jersey. What up? Arthur, what's up? Mississippi in the house. Tony, Cali, what's going on? Terrence, Mississippi Valley State. What up? Matt, what up? Scott, what up? John, what up? Eusebio, what's up? You got some Kansas City Royals fans over here, man. All right. What up, Big John? All right. So anyway, without further ado, I want to introduce my boy. All right. Speed demon, outfield, defense, getting that swing right where you're going to take off this year. All right, my boy.
Yes, sir.
Rudy Martin. All right, Rudy, without further ado, man, can you please introduce yourself to my audience and kind of go back to where it all started to where you at right now, brother?
What's going on, everybody? My name is Rudy Martin. I went to Louisburg High School. I got drafted in 2014 from Kansas City Royals. Pretty much on my background, I started playing baseball when I was 4 years old. And I played other sports growing up, like basketball. I did soccer, did some football, but baseball is the sport that really stuck with me, and I knew I could go further in this game. But it definitely wasn't easy going with baseball, because obviously I wasn't the tallest guy out there, so I had to work extra harder. And being a shorter guy, you kind of got passed over and looked over. So at one point you just get tired of it. And you're like, man, it doesn't matter what everybody else says. I know what I can do. I know what I can do in my heart. So I kind of just play with that chip on my shoulder my whole life, and it's got me to where I'm at right now.
All right, so you're talking about, being, the little guy. You're talking about Louisburg. You got to remember, I just said Cali. I said Jersey. I said, people from all over the walks of life. So they don't know what Louisburg is. So where's Louisburg? And then give me your height and weight, too, because they don't know how big you are neither,
Yeah, Louisburg is like a small place. It's in Olive Branch, Mississippi. I mean, some people might have heard of Olive Branch, but I went to Louisburg, so it's like at the time I was going there, we were still a growing school, but we were a pretty good baseball school. We won state once. We came runner-up in state once, and but yeah, Louisburg is right near South Haven, right in Olive Branch area, and yeah, you definitely want, if you drive by, you definitely want to see it. It's in the middle of cornfields, but yeah. Sorry, that's my dog.
So you said, you were the underdog growing up all the time, because you say you were small in stature, man. So what's your height and weight, man? Tell the people what's your height and weight.
I'm 5'7". I'm 165. Trying to maintain that 165, get around 165, 170. Don't want to get too big. Don't want to get slow, because obviously speed is my game. So.
And that's what I'm saying. So beauty of this sport, again, you have a 5'7" gentleman over here, you know, $165 soaking wet, and he's able to play this great game of baseball, man. Because so many guys, you know what I'm saying, Rudy. Everybody, parents wise, get so caught up on size so much, you know what I'm saying. And here you are, you know, it is what it is. We had the measurements and stuff, but you out here grinding away everything and competing at a very high level at the size and weight that you are. But what they don't know is that, you know, you are a plus defender. And what'd you run your 60 in, man?
My fast 60 was 635.
All right. So for those people out there that think, all right, man, okay, man, I'm happy, man. 5'7", that's great. You know what I'm saying? Man, my son is taller than that or whatever. All right. But you see what his tool was, right? A 6'8" is major league average, 6'8", and this boy ran a 6'35", 60. Okay. So you already know what his size and what his 60-yard time, you already know what kind of game he got. All right. So let's talk about this game. All right. So let's go back to high school, Lewisburg. All right. And you know, you obviously playing, winning state championships and stuff. Who are you getting recruited by? Who were, you know, tell me some of the schools, and did you end up signing with somebody, and what round you got drafted in, and, you know, tell the people the story, man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I went to Lewisburg. So around my freshman year, I made my first varsity start. I was the tiniest guy that you'll ever see play varsity for sure. I was obviously nervous out there being a freshman. I got a couple starts in because we had a center fielder get hurt. And so it kind of just got me used to playing in some adversity and an environment like that, because we always had good crowds. And it kind of just helped me for the next year. Being a sophomore, I knew that I knew I'd be playing more. I wasn't starting because the guy had one more year left, and I was getting ready to play after he left. And so I started going on to Perfect Game. We went a couple Perfect Game trips, and I knew a coach. One of my coaches on my team knew a coach that coached at Grayson. His name's Tim Tadlock, and he's obviously the head coach right now at Texas Tech. He talked to him for a little bit, and then got Tim to come out and watch. Got his assistant to come out and watch, and they liked me. So going into my sophomore year, they offered me a chance to come to play at the University of Texas Tech. And I knew like the whole time I wanted to go far away from home. And I had schools like Memphis and other schools around this area talk to me. I heard right when I signed, or right when I committed, that state was getting ready to come at me. But I knew the whole time that I wanted to go far away from home. I talked to my family about it, but Texas Tech was the right spot for me. Hello? I can't hear you. Nah, I can't hear you. Is it muted? I can read your lips. We can try that.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it was me. It was my side. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's talk about this, man. So here you are in Mississippi, and why, you know, we talk about this because certain people get so caught up of being close to home in college and stuff. What were some of the reasons why did you feel like you really wanted to kind of, you know, go away to play, you know, somewhere in school? You know, why?
Well, growing up, I always heard that Texas was the best baseball, like being in Texas, and California and Florida. And so that's one reason why I wanted to go to Texas Tech. And I really like, there's nothing that just really happened here. I just wanted to get away from home. I wanted to see what it was like being on my own, being far away from home, because I'm gonna have to do it one day in life. So I might as well start early.
I love it. So now you signed with Texas Tech. You committed to him at least, right?
Committed my sophomore year.
All right. What? Okay. Way in your sophomore year. Wow. Okay. So now you out there grinding, and you know, obviously you're playing baseball knowing that you have a scholarship, you know what I'm saying, in the bag. You know, tell me, you know, your draft process. How did this, you know, when did the scouts start hollering at you? And, you know, when did you know, like, hey, I may have a chance to kind of go pro? How did that work?
So after I committed my sophomore year, that kind of just opened up a lot of things for me. And so my junior year, every game we'd have scouts at, and they started catching on more and more, and they started contacting me. Then my senior year, that's when it was like I can really do this. Like, my dream can really come true, you know? And so after that, my senior year, I knew that I had a chance of being drafted. I didn't know what day I'd go. And I was in Ohio playing. I left for the summer after my senior year. My junior year, I went to play for the Ohio Warhawks. No, my senior year, I'm sorry. I went to play for the Ohio Warhawks, and I wasn't watching the draft or anything. We were getting ready to play a game, or no, we were sitting at the house. We all stayed together in the house. It's called the nest or whatever. We had bunk beds and all that. Mm-hmm. We were sitting there, and next thing I know, everybody just run in the room and jump on me like, hey, yeah. Like, they were like, yo, you just got drafted. I was like, wow. Like, I didn't know what to say. And I had no clue I had got drafted either. And it was I just had to take a step back. And I was like, man, my dream really happened. But leading up until those days, after those days was when it really got hard, because obviously my mom being a education, she that's all she cares about is education, which is the right thing. Mm-hmm. She and her sister, they talked to me. They wanted me to go to school, but they also wanted me to follow my heart. My dad wanted me to do what I wanted to do. Everybody wanted me to follow my heart. And I knew from the time after I got drafted what I kind of wanted to do. And I knew that if this opportunity happens right now, it might not happen again. Like I don't want to pass up on this chance. And I can always still take classes, which I have done. I've taken some classes in the off season. And so I was like, man, after a day or two after I got drafted, I just talked to my mom and dad. I was like, look, I know what I want to do. Like, this is all I've ever dreamed of, is playing professional baseball. Not just professional, but trying to make the big leagues, obviously. And they were like, we're with you no matter what. They got my back no matter what. And so I ended up doing that. I signed a few days after I left Ohio, came home, signed with my family there. It was good.
All right, so let's rewind this, man. So you don't work hard, you know, Texas Tech, you out there in Ohio in this draft day, and your butt ain't even like paying attention to the draft? What?
No, I wasn't watching. We were getting ready. We getting ready to go to practice, and we had a game, but I was just out there playing. And actually, how I got signed, you remember Lundy?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you know Lundy. Yeah. We were playing Midland Redskins, and they're also known for having the top prospects. They had the year I played against them, they had the Alex Lange pitchers, Devin Smeltzer, a couple other big name guys that's playing right now. Mm-hmm. And I think it was a guy, I can't remember his name, but I went 2 for 3. I had a home run, a double, and a couple stolen bases. And Lundy was there watching. He watched one game. And then a day later, that's when the Royals called me. They were like, look, we're going to give you this. And I was like, man, like, I can't pass up on this.
So you thought you ain't have no idea that you was going to get drafted, man?
No, like I told you, like, I knew I was going to get drafted. I just didn't watch it. Like, I didn't know when. I would get calls like, look, we'll take you right here for right here. And I was like, man, I'll go to school or whatever. Obviously, you know how it all goes. And
so they're calling you directly. Did you have any representation at that time out of high school?
No, I didn't have any like body that just represented me. I had obviously ears somebody I could talk to that kind of knew
Mm-hmm.
that's been through it, like
Mm-hmm.
Clarky. I had guys that know the game well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just, so now you get drafted, and now you're a pro. All right. So let's take it. I want you to kind of go back, if you could remember when you were young. You should feel like just last year. But anyway, all right. So you sign and you go where?
I went to Burlington, North Carolina. Well, I signed like right on the deadline, and the rookie ball season was already over, and so I signed a 2015 contract. So that means like I'll be with the organization, I'll be with the team, but my contract really starts in 2015. And so I just set out. It was miserable. I really just set out, watched the games or whatever, dressed out, practice with the team. But the only thing I couldn't do was play.
All right. So now you're in Burlington, you said, right?
Yeah, I was in Burlington for like the last 20 games of the season. Then we ended up going to obviously our spring training facilities in Arizona. So I ended up flying out there.
All right. So now I want to kind of get back though. I want you to tell me what did you feel? What did you feel when you first got on put on that uniform, even though it's Burlington? What? How you was?
North Carolina. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. All right. So you're in Burlington, North Carolina, and you put on a pro uniform for the first time, and you go out there during batting practice and all that type of stuff. I want to get your emotion. I want to feel like, what was your first impressions of, just tell me what you were thinking.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah. So I get there, I get in the locker room, they give me all my gear, whatever, and I walk outside, the team's practicing, getting ready for a game. So I see, like, this is my first time really being around, like, the Latins and everything. So I see everybody out there turning double plays. I'm like, oh, like, Jesus, this is serious. And then I see guys up there hitting home runs in BP. I'm like, man, I'm mind blown. I'm not gonna be the guy that hits home runs. I hope they don't expect all that, which I know they didn't. But I realized, like, just really stay within myself, stay within my game. Like, obviously, I get a couple up out of there.
Right.
But I'm not gonna go 5 for 5 in one round.
Nah, I'm sorry, I got it. What you about to say?
No, I wasn't saying that.
Yeah, I was just saying, but the reason I asked that, because I love asking that question to all pro guys. Like, I don't care if you a first rounder or college All-American or a 60th rounder. That first time you step on a pro field and you see them dudes out there working,
you're mind blown.
It just hits you. You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here, and this is crazy. These dudes over here. I tell that story about them dudes. The Dominicans was trying to see who could throw from the left field foul line over the right field.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, and they trying to hit, everybody hitting balls, the pitches. It was just a whole bunch of, I went to the GCL, so, rookie ball, and a little different from Burlington. You were in season. I was like, man, this is crazy. So that's why I asked that question, man. So anyway, so now, you're in your pro career and, you out there hustling and bustling. Give the viewers like a sense of, not just necessarily rookie. Well, let's start rookie ball. Let's say you're in Arizona. You went to Burlington, but you went back to Arizona. Give the AZL. So give a little idea of, like, your first full season, like your rookie ball, like how this thing goes, and weather and temperature and time. You got to do what with and what. You know what I'm saying? Kind of give them that.
Yeah. So obviously everybody knows the AZ heat is it's no joke. And so I get out. I've never been really out that way. I've been to Cali, but like a lot of people's been to California. And so I get to Arizona, and the first thing I step off the plane is just like somebody just, I don't know. It's like the sun just blasts me in the face. I'm like, oh man, I wore long sleeves and everything. And so they're like, yeah, man, get used to it. It's gonna be like this. Mostly every time you're here, it's gonna be this hot. And so I was like, all right, yeah, I'd rather be hot than cold anyways. And so going into that season, it was an AZL, so it was a bunch of us young guys, so they were like pretty like tough on us. Like they were like rule. It was really like it had to be like this or whatever. And We get to the field around 2 or 3. I feel like this was forever ago. We get to the field around 2 or 3. Hit BP around 3. Nah, no, we'll hit. I can't remember. We'll get to the field. We'll get ready to hit BP, do some defensive work, and then like take an hour break before the game. Then get ready to go out there at 7 o'clock. It's still 110 degrees.
So 7 o'clock at night, it's still 110
7
degrees.
o'clock, yeah, it's still 110 degrees.
Mm.
And it was AZL was probably one of the toughest grinds. Being that it was AZL, you have 0 fans out there, so really you got to grind it out. You just got to play. You got to do what you know you can do.
Nah, I love it, man. So now you're in Arizona and you do well and you keep moving up, and this past year, you go to Wilmington, and one of the I always love Wilmington. I spent a little too much time there though. But anyway, you in Wilmington, Delaware this past year, and you out there grinding and stuff. And one of the the issues that that's been happening to you, if you could just kind of elaborate, like one of the issues is injuries, right? So
yeah,
I want to talk about I hate to harp on this, but I want to kind of give an idea to the viewers, like the adversity of each athlete. I had a guy on yesterday talk about his adversity. He was sitting on the bench for many years, and he's an independent ball, and he's trying out for a team in California. And I just wanted to kind of give everybody goes through a battle. Everybody sees the big leagues. Everybody sees the glamour, the glitz. But I had Monty on a while ago, and I wanted to sit. You in Australia. I was trying to get you while you in Australia. We're gonna kind of dig into that too. But tell me, like some of the the grind of the minor leagues and the body wise and the taxing on the body that it takes to the type of nutrition and and the ups and downs that goes with playing the minor leagues and being injured, and just kind of give your feelings about that the minor league life, and also dealing with injuries and where where you are mentally with that. I know me and you have talks about that, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so starting on the injuries, like obviously like the past 2 or 3 years, I had an injury. I had a face injury. I had surgery on my face. When I was in Lexington, it was like everything was going good in Lexington. I was almost leading the league in stolen bases, even though I started the year halfway through the season. I came back. I hit good that year, and then I dived for a ball, and the second baseman, I think he tried to jump over me, and his knee catching me right here. And so I had plates put all in my face. That was the year in Lexington. So the year after, they sent me up to high A, and everything was going good the first month. I had 14 bags the first month. I think I was leading the league. I was leading the whole minor leagues for that whole month, and then hitting good. And next thing you know, I pull a hamstring running down first base. And then I was like, man, not again. Like everything's going good. You feel like you got a chance to maybe get called up. You never know. And then you get injured. And it was like, man, here we go again. Like back to where I started, it was at the time. It was like I really didn't know what to think. Like I wanted to come home for a second. I didn't want to give up on baseball. I was like, man, I need to come home. I need to reset my mind. Like, cause this, like being injured is, especially when things are going good for you. I don't really, you know the feeling. I don't really know how to explain how it is, but you say you've had that happen to you, so it's definitely not one of the. I really don't know how to explain it. It's tough. It's tough trying to come back from an injury, especially coming back from an injury later in the year, and you have to feel like you have to start where you left off, and then when it don't go your way, and you start struggling a little bit, and you're like, man, like you really don't know what to do. You don't want to talk to nobody. You just want to go home and like do your own thing. Like you want to be left alone. But one thing I figured out, like when I was going through that struggle after coming back from my injury, I slumped for a little bit, and like my teammates and then talking to my family, even though I didn't want to talk to anybody, that's what helped me get back on the right track to end the season. So I ended the season pretty good. And that, as far as the grind, it's a grind. Like, it can tax your body, like, especially if you don't take care of it. Like, obviously I could have taken care of my body better. Like, if I put my hamstring, there was something I did wrong previously. And just like the bus trips, there's no flying. So you got a 13-hour bus drive. We had a 13-hour bus drive to Myrtle, and then we play a series there, and then we finished that series, and then the day after that we got another game, another series. And it's like, this, like, it's no joke. Like, you got to be ready. You got to take care of yourself. You got to do the ice baths. You got to stretch every day. And if you slip up, that's when the injury comes on. And I've learned my lesson. Like, obviously I've had some injuries that you can't help, but I know I'm gonna do everything this year that I can to, like, make sure I feel good. Like, make sure I did everything I could do if I were to get injured to prevent that.
See, and it's unexplainable. It's disappointing. That's why I want to kind of dig in a little bit with that. Every athlete deals with injuries. Every athlete. Some disguise it. Some are able to play with it, but everybody is never 100% healthy. You know what I'm saying? Even by the time you leave in spring training, right, Rudy?
Yeah, never 100%. As soon as after spring training, is because we play every day in spring training. It's every day for a month straight, and that's when it just starts. It's like, all right, from day one, that's when you got to start taking care of yourself. Really, like, you got no time to slip up, or it can cost you.
All right, so we hear this in college. Really been hearing from college athletes. We've been hearing from college coaches. We've been hearing from ex-athletes and stuff. But I want to dig into deep and just try to, paint the picture of, like, how real the situation, the stakes are at this particular level, where one injury and all of that can happen. I want to kind of paint that picture for the audience. When you say, man, you can't slip up, and because you just grinding away at it, you ain't necessarily slipping up, but sometimes your body, it is, just it is what it is.
Just taxing on it.
Yeah. So what type of, if you could, the best way you can, what kind of picture can you paint the nature of the business side of baseball? How the pressure, you might not feel pressure, like what is like the mindset of a Rudy Martin when he kind of goes into a season knowing all the things, the parameters, like seeing guys come and go or released here and there, like kind of paint that picture, man.
Yeah, so, like, in spring training, obviously that's when most releases happen, and it's never a good thing to see. Like, I've had plenty of friends come and go, and, like, seeing the guy get released is like, man, like, I feel for him, so I can only imagine how I feel if it happened to me. And so it's just like, you can't go into the season, you can't, or even in spring, going into spring training, you can't think about, like, whether I'm gonna get released or whatever or not. It's like, you gotta do what you can do. Like, you can only do your best. So the release part is obviously not, it's not good. It's not good, but it kind of humbles a player. It's like, man, because this can happen to me, and we all know we'll be done one day, and but just some sooner than others. But obviously nobody wants that. Everybody wants to go out on their own terms, And so that's what I was saying. Like, it can cost you as far as, like, being injured or whatever. Like, you got to do all you can do to try to stay healthy. Freak accidents happen, but it's whatever you can prevent, you got to do your best to prevent it, because you don't want to go out on somebody else's terms. You want to go out on your own terms and know that you gave it your all, know that you did your best.
Nah, I love it, man. And that's kind of, I mean, that's a good picture that you're painting, man, because, one slip up, and when I mean by slip up is injury, and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, I just want to have, and I don't want to scare nobody, you know what I'm saying, that's listening in, and, oh my God, because they all have dreams of being where you are, you know what I'm saying? And,
yeah,
it's, it's one of those that, and I like the term that you use, that, you want to go out on your own terms, because I've used it in the past, and I said, very few players go out on their own terms. You know what I'm saying? The greats, the Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets told at one particular time or two that, hey, you know what I'm saying, your services are not needed. You know what I'm saying? I'll let you later. But so let me ask you this. So parents, just remember, man, you always ask questions here, what's going on here. So so now, as you enter the your particular season, what what you played Australia this past winter, right? Kind of give an idea to the viewers how that came about, not just Australia, but what is winter ball? What, who plays winter ball? Where are some of the locations of winter ball and the levels and stuff? And basically kind of give an overview of like what is winter ball,
Yeah. So winter ball is out of the country. You go play, and you can go play in Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. You can go play in Venezuela, Australia. That's really all off the top of my head what I can think of. I went to Australia. They gave me a chance to go play in Australia. And like I said, being hurt this year, I didn't have as many as bats as I wanted. And so the Royals called me up. They asked if I would like to go play there, get some more ABs, get some more games in under my belt. And I was like, yeah, I couldn't pass up on the chance. And it was in Australia. So in winter ball, you have like each team, my team, you could only have a certain amount of imports. They call us imports. So like Americans, we had 8 of them. Each team had a handful of imports, maybe more. And most of those guys, some were independent ball guys, some were minor league guys, some were ex-big leaguers, and then you had obviously the other Australians, which I'm sure is like that on other countries like DR. I'm sure they have it like that. But yeah, indie ball is like it's good because you can go work on your game. You can figure out what you were doing wrong in the season. Like when things are going wrong, you even in winter ball, when things are going wrong, you have enough time before spring training come back to figure out like, all right, look, this is what I got to do in my swing. And like with me, the first 2 or 3 weeks of winter ball or first few weeks of Australia, I struggled. I was like, man, what is going on? Like I was popping up too much. And then I was trying to literally place the ball, and I was like this is not gonna fly. Like especially with the Royals, we have a big stadium. I can't be popping up everything. That's just an out. And so they won't even need me. If they need somebody to pop up every time, they can go get a 4-hole hitter. And so I figured it out. I was like, look, I gotta get in there early. We'll do front toss. I just gotta work on my swing every day. I gotta do more than I've been doing. And the last few weeks of it, I changed some things up, and I started feeling good with the swing. And after I changed it up, I started lining out more, and I got some backspin balls, and I was hitting balls. I was spreading out the field rather than just pulling balls or popping up balls, flaring them or whatever. And so that's the good thing about winter ball. Like I had enough time to figure out my swing. And so going to spring training, I feel good about myself, and I have my swing down. I don't have to go into spring training like, man, I hope I don't get to spring training doing this. It's more like I know what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean?
No, that's and that's big. I just want, for the viewers, you may know about winter ball and all of that, but especially the higher he goes, he'll have opportunities to play in Dominican and Puerto Rico and Venezuela and those type of places. It's pretty hectic, man. Like it's serious baseball. You got the locals over there. Most of those locals are big leaguers or, soon to be big leaguers, and they playing in front of thousands of people. And you got to be ready to go out there and play out there. And but it also gets you ready for the season. That's why you see a lot of those younger guys, DR from Puerto Rico and Venezuela. Those boys is ready because they've been in that atmosphere. Like the winter ball is their season, right? If I'm not mistaken, like they treat it as like that's their season. You know what I'm saying?
It is. Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead. Is that what you said? What now?
I said, yeah, it is. That's how they go. Like even after the season, they're like, man, we still got a whole nother season. Like, man, they're like, we're going back home. Like, this is us. This is me right here.
And for the average viewer, the average guy, they don't understand how crucial it is. They rather perform well in front of their family and friends, like how we want to perform well in front of their family, in front of our family and friends here in America. And so when they go, go ahead.
But at the same time, like they want to make their family happy when they're over here. So it's kind of like me being in Australia. Like my family's thousands of miles away, and I don't want to disappoint my family. So I'm gonna do all I can and like shine out there.
And that's basically it in a nutshell. That's why I'm glad you kind of explained. Give me so I know we kind of talked about it yesterday a little bit, but give me your definition between like what is the difference. I know you say you have some indie ball players on your team potentially, and you're playing against those guys. What's the difference between independent ball and independent, baseball and what you're doing?
So independent ball is like for like guys that's trying to that maybe play baseball. I mean, obviously they play baseball, but they were maybe in the minor leagues. They got released or they had some injuries that happened and they had to go back for a little bit. So they'll go to like an indie ball team and try to get signed by a professional team. And the thing I love playing with, like this year, the indie ball guys that I played against and that I played with is like they play with a chip on their shoulder because they know where they want to be. They know that indie ball is not the top for them. And so it kind of just motivates you. It's like, man, like I'm in the minor leagues. Nobody wants to be in the minor leagues. Even the ex-big leaguers, like you, I'm like, man, I'm where they want to be, like at the moment. But obviously the goal is big leagues. But you know what I mean? Like I'm where they're trying to, like I'm in the minor leagues during independent ball. You know what I mean? And they're like, and I see them grinding. Like I'm like, yo, I got another level I got to get to, and they're doing the same thing. So it's like you see their grind, you're like, I got to pick it up on myself because you don't want to be, I don't really know how to put this. Like you don't want to be somewhere. I don't want to be stuck in the minor leagues long. I don't want to be here. So I know I want to be in the big leagues. And indie ball guys, they don't want to be in indie ball. They don't want to be in the minor leagues. They want to be in the big leagues. And so just going through that grind with them, they push me, I push them. It's like it's that you get I gave a lot of respect to a lot of guys because I always used to look like on indie ball, I'd be like, yeah, man, it's like indie ball, yeah. And then the competition, like they're just like, some guys that I played with this year and against, like they're just as good as players I play with now and players I played against now, like in minor leagues. Just when the opportunity comes.
Mm-hmm. So basically, just like an extra step they got to take. They got to go from independent ball to affiliate ball where you're at. Then like everybody else trying to get to the big leagues, man. So yeah. So I mean, I love how you kind of put it, man. Like you don't want to be in the minor leagues and stuff, and it's just like just mindset wise, like how on a yearly or daily or weekly or so, how often does minor leaguers, let's just say Rudy Martin, how often does he think of the big leagues? Like how often, are you thinking about that, your dreams and aspirations and all that? How often?
I think about the big leagues every day. I don't think about being in the minor leagues. I picture myself playing in the big league stadium. Like I get on Instagram, whatever I see like videos of these big leaguers working out and just everything they're doing, like all the cool stuff, like they getting to go play in Japan and stuff, like in the off season. I'm like, man, I want to be able to have this opportunity to do all this. So I don't think about playing in the minor leagues. I think about only the big leagues every single day. Like every single day, I think about playing in the big leagues.
That's awesome, and I just want to paint that picture, man, because I mean it's obvious to say. Because again, we're going to look back, and many people, even though they're ultimately everybody wants to play in the big leagues, but a lot of people want to be where you're at, just the opportunity to get to the big leagues. And I just, there's nothing cool about the minor leagues, man. It's a grind. It's
nothing cool. Yeah, it's nothing cool. Only thing cool is like the friendships you make. You make a lot of friends. You got a good core group of guys that will probably be like guys I know will be friends for life. But other than that, I don't want to be in the minor leagues. There's nothing there for me.
And that's I just I just wanted to paint that picture, man, because this is what drives him. This is what he's working out for. This is what, and you heard the dude yesterday. I had a dude on yesterday, Rudy. He was 20, he older, a little older than you, 27. He's in Cali, like I was saying, in the independent thing, and that's all he was talking about was big leagues, man. And I just, I just want to sometimes you're actually two steps away, but in a grand broad scale, you're actually one step away, because you're in the minor league,
Yeah.
So but I just want to paint the picture to some of these parents sometimes to let them know, like, you could be 10, 11 years old and that 11, 12-year-old kid wants to be in the big leagues, you know what I'm saying? And then here you are, a 21, 22-year-old outfielder knocking on the door to the big leagues, and that's all you're dreaming about. And I just want to kind of like, paint that picture of how much you think about it, and kind of give a if you can, an overview of how hard, has it been, and or is it, because you're in it, how hard is it to really truly make it? Or it could be like, man, I believe tell me what your, what your thoughts on that, of making it, how hard or easy you think it is.
I think
honestly,
I think it's one of the hardest things you can do or try to accomplish, because like you said, not a lot of people get a chance to play in the big leagues. But at the same time, it's not the hardest thing. Like if you have the tools and you just try to, especially if you have more than one tool, like me, base running, Royals, all we do is steal. All we do is play defense. And so I have that speed. And I know it's gonna be hard for me to get up there. But at the same time, I know I can be there next year. Like I gotta use my legs. Obviously stay healthy first, then swing the bat. But like I've met guys like Terrence Gore, I'm sure some people know who he is. He's made a living off pinch running. He's done it for like the last 5-6 years. Like it don't get too much better than that. Like he run not every game, and then he's in the big leagues. And so I think if I'm in the minor leagues playing every day, and I'm like, man, will I ever get a chance to play in the big leagues? Like, then I don't think it'll happen. Like I want to be up there. Like, yo, I know I can play in the big leagues. I think it all starts with confidence from within. Like if you're like, maybe I might have a chance, maybe not, or whatever, then you won't do it. But if you're like, if you give yourself the best chance and you have that confidence, you're like, man, I can play in the big leagues. Like I see these guys on TV, I can do what they're doing. Then you give yourself a better chance. Obviously, more things got to fall in your place than just that. But I think that's what the main part of trying to get to the big leagues is the confidence. And then obviously you have the mentality. Like those big leaguers, you see, they their mental game is so strong, which is I think what sets them apart from them and us. Like we all have, most of us in the minor leagues, we can do what they do on TV. We can run down balls, dive in the outfield, make spectacular double plays, hit home runs or whatever. But what sets them apart from most of us is like the mental game, and they've learned it, they figured out, which is why we're still in the minor leagues, because we still got figuring out to do. Like I know I still got some figuring out to do. When I was struggling in Wilmington, I was like so mentally messed up, and I usually am the best person to like let something go. But then I had the injury, and then when I came back from the injury, I got hurt, and then my mind was just like my mind was just in so many different places. And then like the last few weeks, I took a step back. I was like, man, like I know what I can do. Like why am I tripping? Why am I worried about what everybody else is thinking? Why am I worried about if I have a bad series, then I'm gonna be benched? Like I know what I can do. And so when I did that, I started trusting myself, and I think that's what I have to do from now until the big leagues. Even in the big leagues, for me to make it, I got to know what I can do. I got to trust myself. I can't go back to that point in life when I was just last year in Wilmington. I can't go back to that part because I know that's what started my struggling.
I think there's so many nuggets in what you just said right there. So, one, what I love that you said is like if you have any doubts that you're not going to make the big leagues, you're in the wrong place. Especially somebody that's, where you're at. But even, that's the kind of like mindset that I want. I was having this conversation, yesterday, and with parents, it's like not necessarily you can have dreams of big leagues, but that's so far sometimes removed. But even the dream of playing college baseball, and if you don't have your mind set on like this is what I want to do, and your child is iffy, and you're iffy, it ain't gonna work. And what I love about what you said about big leaguers is that nobody ever gets it totally figured out, because that's what baseball is. As soon as you think you get it figured out, a game comes up and bites you in the butt. But
Yeah.
for the most part, what I love what you just said is that the difference between a minor leaguer and a major leaguer is the mental mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like how, they're able to, deal with struggles and all that quicker, because you have to at that, at that level, because it's a failure game. So, I want to dig a little deeper, and I got some questions coming up. Let me answer this one last question. And parents, I got you. Okay. So I want to dig, like you said, you got to have confidence. I love what you say. You got to have confidence and trust your ability. If you have to be your best cheerleader, right, in this game, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And I know we had this conversation over the summer when you kind of, and sometimes Rudy went out on the video. Click back in if you can. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Rudy? Click back on your box if you can. Okay. Yeah, my bad.
No, I'm sorry, I got a call.
Oh, okay. All right. So I want you to kind of just real fast, just kind of, I love what you said, you got to trust, and, you got to be your best cheerleader. I know we had this talk over the summer about that, man, but I want to, again, just have these people, have my audience understand, like, we all deal with real life issues, but for an athlete, when your body fails you, you're going through something, I want to, kind of just get back into that just one little mental space between when you said, man, forget it. What am I worried about? I kind of want to, get to that space you were over the summer, man, when you was really, struggling, and how dig a little deeper how you got out of it.
So how it started, when I was struggling, I'd get up there, I'd K once or two times. I'm like, man, what is going on? And then after the game, I'd be like, yo, I wonder what like the coach is thinking. Like, I wonder what the front office is thinking. And then I called my mom. I was like, Mom, what if they like think this? Like, what if they don't think I can do it no more or whatever? She was like, what? She's like, ask them that question again. I was like, what if they think what if they think I can't, like, I'm not the same as I was? And she was like, who cares? Who cares what anybody else think? Like, she was like, Rudy, do you know what you can do on a baseball field? And I was like, yeah. She was like, I know what you can do on a baseball field, but she said it doesn't matter what I know what you can do. The only thing that matters is what you know what you can do. I was like, yeah, you're right. She was like, just go into these games, even though you've been struggling, go into these games knowing what you can do, knowing that you can put the bat on the ball wherever you put it. If you put it on the ground, wherever you put it, you're gonna get on base and you're gonna be on third base. Know you can steal those bases. Like, who cares if you get thrown out? You know what I mean? And so I was kind of just like, yeah, you're right. Like, I really shouldn't, because I've never, growing up, like I said, I was the shortest person, so I didn't care what nobody thought. I knew what I could do, and it kind of, and when that just happened to me last year, that was not my character. Like, I've never been like that, so I'm not gonna be like that now. And it kind of just now, like I've kind of figured myself out, and like I said, that's a thing between the minor leaguer and the big leaguer. There's no big leaguer up there thinking like, oh man, I can't strike out 2 times. I can't strike out today. Because I would go up to the box. I'm like, yeah, I can't. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I was like, man, in the box, I'm like, yeah, I can't strike out today. And then next thing I know, it's 2 strikes. I'm like, oh man, here we go again. And then I got over that point, after a few weeks after struggling, I got over that point. I'm like, oh wait, it's 2 strikes. Who cares? Like I'm finna line it up somewhere. You know what I mean? And even in Australia, I had a few weeks of struggling. I was like, I got back a little bit to that part. I was like, yo, I'm in Australia. Like they expect me to pretty much be the MVP of this league, and you just put more pressure on yourself. And I'm like, me trying to do too much. I get up there, next thing I know, it's 2 strikes. I'm like, oh man, here we go. I can't strike out right now. Like I gotta. The team expect me to get on base right now. And then it's like, and then I go back. I'm like, so what? I'm gonna do what I can do. I'm gonna give it up my all. And so I start putting balls in play after you just forget about all the negativity. I only think positive, and that's helped me the last few weeks, especially coming to Australia, getting ready to go into our spring training. It's just that confidence. Like, well, I know what I can do. I don't really care what anybody in the audience think. I don't care. Like, the only thing I care about is what I'm thinking right now in my mind. Like, and I know what I can do. You know what I mean?
I love that, man. And that just takes, again, it takes struggling. That's why that's what the minor leagues is for. It's learning yourselves, because you're going to get tested hardcore in the big leagues because you're facing the best. But you have to go through struggles, and you've heard different people with different times, man. But when you hear athletes, when they say they transition mentally, it's going through those setbacks and then figuring out who you are, and not caring about that type of stuff, which is awesome, man. So Rudy, I'm gonna go into these questions, man.
All right, D, you know I got a hit later.
Yeah, you about to, yeah. So let me get these questions out of here, man. And I'm gonna, because they've been waiting on you. All right.
All right.
Bubba, I'm gonna get you out of here in 5 minutes, man. Did you get? Huh?
I said you good.
Okay. Did you do perfect game team events or perfect game individual showcases?
I did team events. I never went to individual showcase, which I wish I would have. It helps a lot nowadays, especially.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Mark in Indiana asks, being an import in Australia, is that on KC's dime, or do you have to, foot the bill?
Oh yeah, that was Kansas City. That was all Kansas City.
Uh-huh. Rick asks, is it easier to get signed in the States or out of DR?
Out of DR?
Yeah.
Well, Dominicans, they and all international countries, like they can sign at 16 years old. And so it kind of obviously like who wouldn't want to sign a 16-year-old? You have forever to get better, and you're going to be around it longer, starting at 16 rather than 18, 19, or 21, 22. And so I don't know which is easier. It really just depends on the player, honestly.
All right.
It just depends on the player.
All right. Tony asks, Rudy, do you have a hitting routine before a game? For example, hitting drills, or just do BP on the field? Yeah. Who asked you that? Who asked you that yesterday?
Yeah, we just talked about it. Yeah, I have a routine. So what I do is pretty much I get to the field. We have our early work session, and I usually do my own. Like I've started doing my own one-hand drill. I do one-hand drill, side toss off the tee, and then we'll do front toss, and then we'll go into the field, hit BP, and then after I hit BP, I take like a 30-minute break because we have a while before games after BP, and so after I hit BP, I take a break, and then right before the game I go out, get some front toss just to get that swing feeling good, and then go and play.
All right. And as far as routine wise, how, like, if you don't do your routine, how do you feel?
Since I've done it so much, like the last few months, I feel like if I was to go play a game,
Yeah.
I feel like if I was to go play a game right now, I would, without doing my routine, I feel all out of whack. I haven't done it, so I don't know. Like since I've done this routine, I felt good. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try it one day. Nah.
Yeah, nah. I'm making a point. I'm just, that's why I asked you, because
yeah,
Yeah, it's one of those. If you don't do your routine, it's like you feel out of, like you
If you
said.
don't do it, then you're like so you're missing. It feel like you left the house without a shoe on.
Exactly. I love it. That's a great example. And B Web asks, "What's up, B Web? What's the one quality and skill a kid needs to be drafted to the MLB?"
Can you repeat that? What's the what?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
What's the one quality and skill a kid needs to be drafted to the MLB?
I think to get drafted, you have to have at least you have to be if you have one tool, you have to be really good at that tool. If it's just one tool, so you obviously have speed, you got contact, hit for power, defense, and fielding. Or I already said that. But out of those tools, you got to be good at one. I mean, it's obviously it helps to be good at 2, 3. If you're good at all 5, then you're a first rounder, obviously. But I think to get drafted, you have to have. You can't just have one tool and be average at that tool. If you have one tool, it's got to be world class. It's got to set you apart from everybody else.
I agree. All right. B Web also asks, knowing what you know now, would you rather go to college and then get drafted?
No, I don't have any regrets. I don't regret anything I've ever done. So I think say if I did go to college and something happened when I was at Texas Tech, like I had a season-ending injury, like then I missed out on my chance to play professional baseball, then I'll be regretting that for the rest of my life. I won't regret not going to college because, like I said earlier, I take classes now, so I'm pretty much doing college without the extra stuff in it. But so no, I don't wish I could go back because I know set aside the injury. Like if I set aside those injuries, I know where I could be.
Good. That's a good question too, B Web.
Yeah, it
What's
is.
one? Yeah, what one skill that needs? What's one skill that needs to play on your level, whether it's in fielding, hitting, or whatever? Like basically, what skill do you definitely need to play at your level?
Honestly, I play with guys that that can just hit. I play with guys that can just run, and I play with guys that can just do defense. And so it really just depends on what the team needs. So I don't think there's a specific skill. I think you just have to have one of those skills. Like if you can flat out rake, what team won't want you? If you can flat out run, who don't want you? And if you can run, a lot of times they're average at defense. And if you can flat out play defense, then like who doesn't want somebody that can do defense? They'll just maybe put you at the bottom of the lineup, or I really don't know how it'll work on a coaching standpoint. But I've played with those three different type of guys. The guys that rake, guys that hit. I mean, guys that play defense and guys that can run.
That's a good question and good answer. B Web asks, how does politics impact the game on your level?
uh, I mean, that's
So that answers your question right there, B Web. Do you hear what he said? He can't. We don't want to really answer that, but yeah. So what's up? So I mean, I ain't gonna want. I ain't gonna want you to get incriminated right now. All right. So all right. But B Web, I hope that the silence answers your question. Okay.
I think the players let the game play for themselves. I think we do all we can, and whatever
Right.
happens, happens.
Do you think it's politics in professional baseball?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe
Okay. All right. Maybe. All right. Tony asks, when you get your first debut at KC, do you have a song in particular that you want to play?
ah, that's tough. I'm more of like was I'm the guy that always pick a new walkout song, but I pick something that like motivates me. It's I don't at the specific time right now. I don't have one. Like last year, I did God's Plan when he was like the I only love my mom part, my bed and my mom. I'm sorry, I did that part last year. Everybody loved it. But when I get to KC, it could be something. It could probably be something different. I like something that motivates me and also has a good beat, so like where it gets a crowd in it. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Bubba asks, how do you go about picking an agent to represent you?
You just talk to different bunch of different guys, and whoever feels more family to you. That's how I pick mine. Like my agent right now, Matt Paul. Like before he signed me, like he visited me. He visited my family. Like he showed me that he wanted to be a part of me, a part of my life. And I was like, yeah, this is the guy I feel comfortable with. I know he's got my back.
All right. Listen, I know you about to hit, man, and you gotta go get that work in, no doubt about it, man. So I caught you in time. That's why we started a little bit earlier than usual. But again, audience, when you guys are listening, I just want to, we had a nice young man come on yesterday. We got Rudy. You also, I just try to bring on different stories from all walks. You got big leaguers who've been on, ex-big leaguers who've been on here, coaches and, college players. And, we had a few minor league guys now from, independent ball. And now guys like him, Rudy here, who's on a grind, and he tells you, I just want you guys to take some nuggets away. Like, you can't go at this like lacking self-confidence. You got to trust your abilities. You can't, whatever tool you have to exhaust that tool to the umpteenth degree. Of course, Rudy can hit, but also running the 6.35, that is well be above average major league. So obviously, his game is steals. What's the most steals you ever had in the season? And you ain't played a full season healthy yet.
I haven't played the full season. I think I was 29 for like 30, 31.
And how many games?
How many games? It was just this past year.
Oh, so this year, so
it was less. I played April. I played the month of April. I played August and September.
So basically half a season.
So half a season I had 29, yeah.
So in basically half a season he had 29 bags. So roughly basically a steal every other game. He's stealing.
The first month I had 14 bags. I'd get like my teammates to text me. I was leading the league. I was leading the whole minor leagues in stolen bases. Like an extra month after I got hurt.
And that's what I'm saying. So even an extra month, I mean, you ain't even playing, you still leading the league.
Yeah.
So that's my whole point. When I'm talking about tools, and he's talking about tools and all of that, he has obviously, size and stature. He's limited a little bit, but he makes up for it with one amazing tool. And he could hit two, he could throw and all of that, but he has an amazing tool, which is a 6'3" runner. And so that's what makes him special and draftable, where he's, he has a chance to make it, man. So anyway, Rudy, I'm gonna let you in by just talking to the, the audience and just letting them know, do you have any like ending messages or anything for the parents that's listening on and the kids that be listening?
Yeah, for all the parents first, just don't let anybody try to dictate what your kids do. Like growing up, a lot of people tried to tell my dad not to let me do this and that, but my dad went with his heart, and I was like, me and my dad were together, me and my mom and my dad, and they trusted what I wanted to do, and so they followed me behind. So whatever your kids' dream is, just follow them and just get their back 100%, because that can take you a long way. And for all the kids, don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. I mean, what you can do. I'm sorry. If they say you can't do something, you work extra, like more than you've done before, to prove them wrong. You play with the chip on your shoulder always, and that'll get you further than you think.
All right, last one, man. And you can go. He asked, what should a high school prospect be running as far as times?
It just depends, honestly, on what type of player he is. Like if he's a big first baseman that hits bombs, I'm sure nobody cares about his speed. But if he's like a guy like me, then I mean, I would say 6'4", 6'5" is pretty good. Yeah, that's right around there. So.
All right, cool. Well, listen, Rudy, man, I appreciate you, man, coming on, man, and I know you're gonna go hit and rake, man. I love you, my brother. Go ahead and go holler at you, man. You know, I'll holler at you before you head out of town, man, and go do your thing, man. Go rake. I appreciate you. Parents, tomorrow we may switch out the times. I got Vassar College head coach coming on tomorrow, D3 coach coming on in the morning. We're going to try to switch it up into the morning. I will confirm with that. Just look for my Facebook post, but the plan is to come on a little bit earlier tomorrow morning. All right. I got a D3 coach coming on. All right, college coach. So I appreciate you guys, man, listening in. Rudy, again, appreciate you, my brother. Go have a good practice.
See you. Appreciate it.
All right, man. And parents, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Go purchase this program, man. This is what he does. This is what I've worked with him on. Go ahead, Rudy. You good, man. And, you know, I just want to make sure that you guys understand that the drills and everything that I do, I work with even pro guys like Rudy, all right, with these type of drills and stuff, all right? So we just worked the other night together, a few nights, and that's why, I got connected with him and everything, man. So just go ahead. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Go purchase the program. I'm going to holler at you guys. I want to say peace and love to all you guys. Thanks for listening in like always. Tomorrow, I'm tentatively going to be 10 or 11 o'clock Central Time. All right, just look for the post. I'll have Vassar College, Division III up in New York school. We're going to talk about the Division III. I haven't had a Division III school on yet, so it'll be my first one. All right, we're going to talk about the ups and downs and the beauty of Division III baseball, okay? So I'll say peace and love to you guys. See you guys tomorrow in the morning. Hope you join me in. See you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Peace and love, y'all.